Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the release date of Title Update 30/31 for Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation. This is also known as the next big update, and I get so many questions every single day asking Toycat, when's this update coming out? And I don't blame people for asking. I'm really excited to play around with all these new features too. However, we haven't heard anything official from 4J Studios yet. So I figured instead of just, making a video where I say, I feel like it's coming in October, I'd instead look at the exact time between updates, usually, and the time between announcement of updates, and I figured we'd try and get, a feel of exactly when it will be coming out using facts and evidence instead of just predictions. So that's what we're doing in today's video. Please do like the video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you like seeing stuff like this. And let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start by talking about exactly how long an update usually takes for Minecraft consoles. So this has kind of varied a bit over, the console's history, but over the last, couple of years, it's been pretty consistent at 2 updates a year. So there was 2 updates in 2013, major updates that is. There were 2 major updates in 2014, and so far we've had 1 major update in 2015, which means we can pretty much assume there's going to be a second big one this year. And on average, they're 6 months apart, but again, that kind of varies a little bit. But, there has been 2 updates every single year, which means that an update by the end of 2015 is more than likely, I'd say it's almost a guarantee, because the thing about if they don't release an update by the end of the year is they then have a massive Christmas break, and that's a really bad problem, to have to kind of deal with, adding an extra month to it for an extra week of development. So, an update by the end of 2015 is almost a guarantee. When we combine that with the fact that there has been an update for December for, 2 of the 3 years that Minecraft console has been around, it does seem quite likely that you could repeat that with another surprise Christmas update, especially since this update mirrors the development of Title Update 19 so very closely. You look at TU19 where they announced, it's going to be 1.6.4 with horses in early October, I believe it was, and then, just before the end of the year, they just bring it out as a surprise update. Maybe they're going to do this thing again. Maybe they like having these surprise Christmas updates. Maybe it's like their Christmas present to the world. But yeah, that's, a pretty reasonable place to start. So an update before the end of 2015 is very likely. The earliest we could see an update is technically tomorrow, but, they have been working on this last update for quite some time. And we do know that because even with the release of TU25, they had been working on this update for quite a bit because we could see all of the, all the textures in the game files, which means, it doesn't mean they've been working on it that much, but they had been working on this update before even the release of TU25. So that means, they've already got close to 4 months on this, and that means, the next couple of months are going to be kind of more finishing it up than it is doing massive fundamental changes. So now that we know it's coming out at the end of 2015, again, vague period, how do we kind of narrow that down? So I figured the best way to look at this would be to look at previous updates and the time between when they were announced and when they were released, because, we have had this update announced. If you don't know, 4J we're just like, oh yeah, we're just working on a few small things while we get the 1.8 update ready, which means, that's kind of what they did last year of the 1.6.4 update, meaning that, roughly, the time between updates and the time between the announcements kind of varies based on how big the update is, because if you look at the 1.6.4, T19 update, it was just over 2 months between the announcement and the release date, but with the small update we had earlier this year, it was just a month and a couple of days between their first tweet talking about classic crafting and between the update coming out. So presumably if it's based on the size of the update, and this update's roughly the same size as T19, that means you can look at something about 2 months in between, when they announce it and when they release it. Let's, add a couple of weeks to that for the sake of error, and given that, like I said, this 1.8 announcement came mid-September, that means their estimated target is probably, somewhere near the end of November. Why would that be a perfect time to release an update? So not only does that, that means that they can spend the next 2 months developing it, that means they can get their teasers out next month and, get people excited for it, but if they release it at the end of November instead of at the start of December, or even, the middle of November, that means that they actually have time to bug fix the update and get it all bug fixed by the time they go for Christmas break, because the big issue they had with releasing TU19 late last year is that there was big bugs in the game literally for 2 or 3 weeks because, they're just not in the office to fix them. So, yeah, that means, but, for a lot of reasons, I'd say the most likely date we're looking at here is somewhere in the middle or at the end of November. I'd say their internal target's probably, let's just say mid-November, but, every single time software comes out, there's always delays to bug test and do all these things. So what I would say is that the most likely time you'll be able to just download this update across all your consoles will probably be somewhere very close to the end of November, if not the start of December. That's probably what they really want, and that's, if I had to put money on something, I would say that. So, yeah, that is when I predict the update will come out. Let's just make updates and say November the 30th or, December the 1st. Looking at a calendar informs me that the first, days in December, that are weekdays, are actually, the 30th of November, the 1st of, December. So let's just say it's going to be the Wednesday the 2nd. I'm going to make that up right now, but that's the rough period period, you should expect this update. A lot of different factors point there, and that's why I believe that. So, just in case, you want something more to back this up, the time in between when they announce the update and between when they show their first screenshot is usually about 3 to 4 weeks. So, if this is proving true, if they didn't just early announce it by accident or something, then we should start to see our first screenshot either this week, next week, or sometime in the week after. If we don't see a screenshot in any of those times, then maybe this is all off and they announced it super, super early for some reason. But if we do see a screenshot, I'll let you know through the videos, and then, that kind of lets us know this prediction's going in the right place. So yeah, the end of November is when you should, kind of predict this is coming out. That's probably the most likely time. It could come out, the end of October, probably the earliest, and I'm really excited for either way. Let me know what you're most excited for in the comments down below, because there are so many, different cool things coming in this update, and it's kind of hard to be excited, for one individual thing, because there's, new biomes, there's potentially guardians, there's, armor stands, there's banners, there's all these cool things, slime blocks, and all the things they bring. There's so many cool things, and I'm excited for all of them, but I'd like to know what you're most excited for in the comments down below. Otherwise, please do like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage, and you can keep up to date with all the latest news. Anyway, thank you all for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!